You absolutely deserve to be paid, but your art also deserves to be free of that burden. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast, where artists of all kinds come to fuel their passion, sharpen their skills, and thrive in their creative lives. I'm your host, Lara Bianca Pilcher, life and creativity coach and fellow artist, here to support you on your artistic journey. Whether you're a performer, writer, visual artist, or any kind of artist, this is the space for real talk, practical advice, and inspiring stories. Subscribe and join us each week for more inspiration and actionable insights to fuel your artistry. Let's dive in and get inspired. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast. I'm Lara Bianca Pilcher, life and creativity coach for artists of all kinds, dancers, actors, singers, writers, visual artists, whoever you are, whatever creative soul. And in this episode, we're talking about our favorite love affair with money as artists. Well, sarcastically, I say that. A word that can light up the room or drain it instantly, because whilst every artist wants to be paid for their work, that is the dream for most of us. Most of us have a story around what that means, and for many, it's a painful one. The truth is that I deeply believe artists should be paid. I actually feel like my entire creative career and artist career, I have nowhere near been paid what I'm worth. I would love to say that I have, but so many times I haven't. And so I come at this knowing the journey and knowing how painful it is. And honestly, if I'd been paid what I'm worth and for the qualifications that I have, and many of you would be nodding your head, we'd probably be millionaires. Am I right? So I'm being honest, so much of what I've done has not been paid what it's worth or at all. Like a short film I did recently. After years without having an acting job because of COVID and the strikes and moving countries, I said yes for almost nothing. I was paid chicken feed. Why? Because I needed new material and I wanted to work with good people and I wanted to be a part of this team. And the experience actually mattered more to me in this situation than the paycheck. Now, that's not always the case. There's many things I just wouldn't do anymore. And there's things I would have done and have done at the start of my career that I wouldn't now. When I was a younger artist, I did projects for the love of it all the time. And later I did it for visibility, sometimes for community because I really want to hang out with those people, and sometimes to help a friend out, but it's normally a friend that I genuinely want to. And if you've ever traded money for meaning, you know exactly what I am talking about. The internet tells you charge your worth, but artists don't live in a world of simple transactions. We live in a world of collaboration, possibility, and sometimes scarcity. And so the question isn't, should you be paid? Although, you know, in my heart, I think we all should. But the question to ask is, what does being paid really mean for you right now? And I'm going to challenge this question and this notion because I think this is really important. Author Elizabeth Gilbert once said, "I've never asked my writing to support me financially. I've always supported it. I never wanted to burden my creativity with the responsibility of paying for my life." Now, she is an incredibly successful author, and I find that such a profoundly interesting quote because I've seen people like her completely get knocked off their chairs by the audience's criticism if they say things like that. But she's not anti-money. It's a mindset that she's like, I don't want my creativity to be burdened because there's one thing earning and there's another thing being creative, and we hope as much as possible that the passion for creativity and the pay match. But we all know so often that's not the case. Elizabeth isn't saying art shouldn't make money. She's saying don't load your creativity with the weight of your survival, especially while it's still growing. There's a difference between protecting your art and devaluing it. Now, as a coach, I see this all the time. Artists swing between two extremes. Desperation, like taking every underpaid job to prove your worth. And I've been there, and particularly at the beginning of my career. And defensiveness, rejecting everything that isn't paid out of hurt or fatigue, but maybe not seeing the other things that could potentially bring into our life, like more opportunity and the paid job after that. It's such a complex ecosystem. Neither is freedom, actually. Desperation and defensiveness, neither is freedom, because both are fear. Your art is most powerful when you choose, not when you chase or defend. We need a healthier filter instead of will you pay me? Try asking things like this. Will this grow me as an artist? Will this create community or connection? Will this be a story I want to tell later? Will this support my future work in some way? Those questions let you assign value beyond dollars without romanticizing starvation, because we all don't want to be doing that. Listen, if you are feeling worn out and tired, particularly with everything going on in the arts, with AI this and AI that, and whether you've been through strikes or you've been through a pandemic or you've just been through a real long period of what I call the desert place, or you've been through wounds and hurts or rejection, you're going to love this new masterclass I created. It's the first time I've let you guys know about it. I call it Stop Begging for Scraps Masterclass, but it's more than that, because for artists who are done begging for scraps and ready to create from worth and intention, and this is about, yes, you train your craft, but are you training your mindset? Because your mindset is honestly what's going to sustain you through all of these ups and downs and these challenges. This masterclass is completely free. It's 30 minutes long. It's a coaching masterclass. It's a creativity one. So you need to be able to get a pen and some time and some space and be honest. I pre-recorded it so that you can have a private space and nobody's going to see your answers. It's completely free. You can get it at larabiancapilcher.com/masterclass. Or just respond to any of my social media posts on Instagram with the word ready, and I will DM it immediately to you. So if you're online right now, do that. All right, let's talk about the artist economy. Many industries run on passion and underpayment, and that's not your fault. But within that reality, you can still choose clarity over bitterness. And this is the most important part of the conversation, because paid work feeds your livelihood, but unpaid work can also feed your spirit. I'm not saying I'm pro that, but it can feed your spirit. And that is not nothing in this life. I think that's a currency. I think we need to look at artist life with more than just the money currency. What else is it bringing into your life? How else is it paying you? Is it paying you with joy? Is it paying you with community? Is it paying you with people to collaborate with and potentially meeting others that are the big payers? I did so many shows in London on what's called profit share, but those shows were full of West End professional performers, high level. Now, I didn't get the same access to this when I moved to Melbourne. I wanted to go and do the same thing. It's the same with Broadway. Off Broadway, the performers are actually more than likely highly trained professionals. And the same thing happens with Off West End in London as well. But other smaller towns and cities, they might have, very talented, passionate hobbyists or passionate artists, but they're maybe not professionals. It might be something they're doing as a kind of fun after hours thing. But in London, I did many profit shares with top West End performers. And man, it was so wonderful because it actually paid me with the currency of keeping me sharp and ready, so that when that audition came in that was paid, I was like, I'm ready, because I was confident, my skills were up, and I was meeting people all the time. Now, we all, of course, wanted the show to do very well, so we'd get paid at a reasonable amount rather than a small amount. But that's just the reality of what it is to be an artist at these sorts of levels. I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking for a visual artist, they might have to put all this work together at no charge and actually put some money in to do their first exhibition in order to actually sell those works. Or the writer, I am a writer, I have Audacious Artistry. You can actually pre-order that already by going to larabiancapilcher.com/book, or you can just Google Audacious Artistry by Lara Bianca Pilcher. I spent months, if not, no, it was actually years, writing that book, not receiving anything for my time. And it's that thing where you go, at some point, this is going to go for sale, and I only can hope and pray that I will receive a return for all of that investment of my time, my precious, valuable time. But it also paid me with joy and clarity and helped me become a writer. And that's an identity that I really wanted to shift into because it's legacy. So there is so many things around this. Paid work feeds your livelihood. Unpaid work can feed your spirit if you say yes on purpose. The problem isn't doing unpaid projects. It's doing them from guilt, fear, or scarcity. And I've done all of those things. What is motivating you? I have this little compass in my heart that if somebody asks me to do something, I've learnt to listen to. And it's this thing like, oh, do I feel like I don't want to do that? Do I feel a spark of joy, or do I feel resentment? And I've learned to listen to that spark of joy. Like, oh, that would be really fun. Yes, I'd love to do it. When I got the offer to do the film recently, I actually, before I even saw the script, was like, yes, because this filmmaker is amazing and has done such incredible work. That's all on Amazon Prime. And I have a friend who's done incredible projects and got fantastic footage. And I was like, of course, yes, I would love to. And it was such a small part, but it was so worth it because getting back on set was just so energizing after the desert that I had been in due to the economy and strikes and all of the above. So here's your reframe. You deserve to be paid, but your art deserves to be free of the burden, free from shame, comparison, and the pressure to carry your entire financial life on its back. Let yourself recognize the currencies that you're after in this season of your life. Hopefully it's the dollar bill kind. But what other currencies can you be paid with for the things that are coming your way, or maybe the opportunities you're creating, like with me, for yourself with the book, and, creating a potential future income stream for yourself as well, which means putting in some free time, sowing in, and hopefully you get a beautiful harvest. So this week I have a little creative spark challenge. Make one value-based choice. And if you say something like yes to something that's unpaid, say yes from purpose, not from panic. And if you say no from worth, not worry. It's just a little shift, like what other currencies am I seeking in this season? And of course, what have I got the bandwidth to actually, the mental capacity, the time capacity to actually take on? If this episode spoke to you, share it with a friend who's tired of the charge your worth noise, because honestly, we all know underneath it. Yes, we all dream of that. Of course we do. But what about the other things that nobody wants to talk about that makes us angry? I want you to get paid, my friends. I do. I couldn't have said that enough in this episode. But I want you to know that I haven't always been paid, and I'm still willing to show up for some things, not all, particularly sowing into my own projects and sowing into things that I know are really key players in the industry. So you got to make your own decisions for your life and follow that compass I talked about. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a friend who's tired of the charge your worth noise. Follow Healthy Wealthy Wise Artists and subscribe on the platform you're on so you don't miss next week's episode. And remember that your art matters and that you matter. Whether you're getting paid today or not, your art has value and you have value. Don't forget to get my free masterclass. Honestly, I put so many hours, speaking of free, so many of my hours into that for you guys. larabiancapilcher.com/masterclass. That's for you to help serve you. And you can also head out and find Audacious Artistry on my website under book if you're at the website. And I will see you next week with you on the journey, friends. Bye for now. P.S. If you're still listening and this has been a blessing to you, please stop and take 30 seconds of your beautiful time, time is currency, to leave a 5-star review. It would mean the world to me and help the algorithm get this to more artists. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss an inspiring conversation or actionable insight. You can read the show notes and learn more at larabiancapilcher.com. And be sure to share this episode with fellow artists who could use a little extra inspiration. Until next time, keep creating, stay audacious, and remember, your artistry matters.